Welcome back, everybody. My name is Kaiden Johnson from KJ91, and today I have some very special guests with me. First off, we have number 48, Tyler Warner. And then we have number 89, Jacob Novak.
Wrong number.
Number 79, Jacob Novak. So today we are going to be talking about racing because they do race with me out at Barona, and we did race this previous Saturday. So Tyler, do you want to start off saying how your race went?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
How did your race go?
I got third.
Where'd you start?
Fourth.
All right. How was your start?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You think it was just good?
I remember I started right behind you. I was in 6th. And I was like, I'm going to follow Tyler because I want to see what he does. You
And then
took
Tyler
off.
pulled away.
Yeah, Tyler pulled away. He took off.
What place did you get?
I started 6th, and I think I finished 5th. And then
I got 6th.
you were right behind me.
So Jacob, how did your race go?
It started off pretty good. I'd say the start was really good. I started right on Tyler. And then me and Tyler both kind of took off on the start, following the pack. And then,
I started to pull away from you.
yeah, everyone just kind of pulled away from each other.
Yeah, because everyone was expanded.
Yeah.
Expanded. And I think my race went pretty decent. I started last, finished 6th. I was just following one of my buddies, Nathan Manalo.
Dude.
Me and him were just passing everybody on the outside.
I remember I pit with Nathan Manolo and Tyler. And they were like, Nathan, you're starting 10th. And he was like, what? He was like sad about it. And then I was like, if I can, because I've done it before, I've been from the back to the front, And I'm like, if I can do it, Nathan, you can do it. Anyone can do it.
You won the race when you went from the back to the front.
Yeah, anyone can do it. And Nathan, I remember on the start, me and Tyler are driving, and I see Nathan just right on the outside of me, and I'm like, what the heck? I was so confused. I was like, aren't you?
Yeah,
you went from 10th
and then
to right next to me.
Tire hopped you, and then he shot up, and then I got by him.
Yeah.
So then I was just right behind him, you behind the whole time.
I'm sure he would have had me too if he just stayed right there. He was fast. He's really fast.
I was like, but the car wouldn't steer because we tried a new rear tire, and it would just not steer. So me and you just had a good battle the whole race.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty good for me to go last and then follow him all the way up the pack and pass. I started 12th, and I made it up to 6th. So I just passed 6 cars on the outside, and then was right behind you. But yeah, everyone just started pulling away. And then
it just got super.
It wasn't like we were all bunched up.
Yeah, but the Masters race and the Sportsman race are both really good. Those are always really good because I feel like all classes, especially junior sprints class, they're all super even, So you never know. I think this whole season the top 3 has been different.
Yeah, because points has definitely changed in Masters, especially in junior sprints.
Yeah.
We're having new leaders every week.
Every weekend. I think me and Nathan, he's in 1st right now. Me and Nathan Manalo are tied for 2nd, and I believe you're in 3rd or 4th.
I think Caiden's in 3rd.
3rd.
3rd?
Yeah, because Dalton was behind me, so then, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then me and Nathan are tied for 2nd.
I think Noah's in 5th or 4th.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, Masters for me did not go the greatest.
Yeah.
In the early start of the race, I was trying to get the pass for 3rd and hit a car super hard, bounced off the berm, and it knocked the chain off. Pulled in the infield, went a lap down. They restarted me. I went to 2nd place, and I didn't know I was a lap down.
Yeah.
So the race finishes, and they show me the score, the standings. It says Kaiden Johnson 1 lap down, and I had passed 2nd place on the last lap.
I was watching,
last turn.
Dude, everyone was freaking out when you versus Maverick. That was crazy.
They were screaming.
That we were all screaming. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a good pass on the outside. Didn't expect it.
Maverick put up a battle though.
Yeah.
He was good.
I didn't expect me to be a lap down though.
Because
they called luckily they got the chain back on though.
Yeah, that's good.
But they called the caution a little late.
That's
so
when
it wasn't like as soon as I pulled in, they were like caution.
That's one of my favorite times is when you it doesn't matter how you do as long as the car's done, as long as the car finishes and nothing's wrong with it. You know.
Yeah, because we did really get in points. You know, we're like 2 points behind the leader. We were like 7 because the leader DNF'd. I think the motor had some problems. He was like 8 laps behind.
Really? Dang.
So I think it was a decent race. Now, enough about that race. How did you guys start racing? We'll start with Tyler.
I started racing in a go-kart at Campo.
What got you into racing?
My uncle.
Now, what did your uncle race?
A go-kart 125cc.
And just started from there?
Yeah.
And then your dad decides to race and jumps off a berm because he thought he was in his Can-Am.
What? I never heard about this.
And then, Jacob, how did you start?
Started off with me and my dad one time. It was a couple years ago. We firstly heard about Barona Speedway. And then, so we went, and I'm not kidding you, that night my dad, or not that night, but he watched a pure stock race. He was like, oh, I can do that. The day after he bought a pure stock. He skipped the first or the second race of the season. And then I started seeing mini dwarfs. I started watching mini dwarfs. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And then I started watching your channel. And I was like, this is like really cool. So it was one Christmas, Mark Rose, he's the track director for the adults. My dad was looking for a mini dwarf, and I think we almost bought Logan Perkins' mini dwarf, the one that you had.
Yeah.
And then my dad called Mark and was like, hey, why are these things so expensive? And then Mark Rose was like, are you looking for a mini dwarf? And he was like, yeah. And Mark was like, don't buy any. I have a mini dwarf. We'll give it to you for free. It's just a roll cage, and it has some body on it. So we got the mini dwarf. They surprised me for Christmas. And then I believe we got it ready and stuff, and I raced at Campo before I did anything. And I think I did pretty good at Campo. I won my first, second, and third race there. And then we started moving to Barona, and then my dad started racing, and I started racing. And then my dad got in like a big crash. Didn't roll or anything. But then I just kind of took off from there. Now I'm in junior sprints.
Yeah, Tyler didn't even start at Barona. It took him a few years to get to Barona.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to us, he races at Barona.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
What do you prefer, Barona, or like in a go-kart? Or in junior sprints?
I think he likes the go-kart better because he just beats all of us.
Yeah. What do you prefer, junior sprint or a go-kart?
Go-kart because it's faster.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. I don't have a go-kart. I just race junior sprints.
So how I started was I started racing when I was 6. And when I was 6, for my 6th birthday, my dad brought me to a shop, and he's like, all right, so I want you to do, he was like, I'm going to put you to work today, because I grew up, coming to the shop.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, I'm going to put you to work today. And then he's like, oh, can you go outside real quick? And he closes the shop door, and surprisingly, they had built a whole, it was like an old, a China cart, and they built a go-kart, and then they, opened the door. They had me bang on the door.
Yeah.
And then they opened the door, and there's this go-kart, and my reaction was hilarious. So then we started practicing in a parking lot by my dad's shop, and he helped me a lot, though, with starting racing.
Yeah.
Because, he didn't even know about, like go-karts and stuff because he started off in off-road racing Class 7 in Baja. So he didn't even know about it, and it was cool just for me to teach me, and now I've been racing 4 years and 5 seasons
Yeah.
at Barona. And then how I got into Barona racing is one of our friends, Kelly Whitehall. We've done a podcast with her when I was like 6.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a good podcast with Cody Isabella.
Yeah.
And we went to their house one day because Kelly had been racing mini dwarfs, and she still does. She's like 2 years older than me, though. And my dad was talking with Kelly a lot, like about racing, and then we ended up that night going to our other friend, Billy Baldwin.
Yeah.
His 3 kids raced, Taylor and Cam and Gage. They all raced, and we ended up buying Cam's old car, which now we took the cage out of it, rebuilt the car, and now it's the Minidorf Masters we race.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else.
What do you? I know you race a lot of things. What all do you race, like all together? Why are you?
Don't you race razors?
Yeah.
So I have 2 razors, 3 go-karts. We just bought a new one from
Hank.
our good friend Hank.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can finally beat Tyler and Campo. And then I have my mini dwarf, my junior sprint. That's it. So 7 cars.
Don't you sometimes race Kendall's Junior Sprint or Minidorf too? Or did you guys get rid of that one?
We got rid of that one, so maybe it's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sold that one back to Gage Baldwin. And Kendall's like, oh, I want to race now. As soon as we sold it. So we might have her race my mini dwarf. This might be my final year in that. So then I can just move
To
full
junior
time
sprints.
in junior sprints.
Yeah.
Because I race double duties.
Yeah.
And I don't get to watch any races.
I remember last race of the season, last season, I did the double duty, but I did it with my Minidorf and then my junior sprint, which at the time was not in the best condition. And we had to remember we did the 2 heats and 2 mains that night because we had to skip the first race. It was the last race of the season.
Oh.
So it was crazy. Or no, not 2 heats and 2 mains. It was just like you pill picked and then you did.
I think it was just 2 mains.
Yeah, it was 2 mains, but for me, I did junior sprint and masters, so it felt like a heat race. But it's crazy. The difference from, I don't know how you do it. It's the difference from a junior sprint to a Minidorf is
Easy.
It's crazy.
So easy.
I feel like Minidorf, you get in a junior sprint and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so different. And then you do a
Junior
Minidorf
sprint,
and it's like,
the drivers are like way better, and
Yeah,
you're not
cleaner.
like hitting because those cars can't flip.
junior
They're-
sprints?
They're way down.
Have you seen?
Really?
No,
have you
Jacob
seen
Novak.
pictures-
Go ahead.
Have you seen pictures on Google from those cars flipping?
Yeah. Jacob Manolo, first race, he used to race my junior sprint. We call it the turd because it was kind of trashy back then. He used to race and he flipped the first race he ever did. I think he went from like 6th to 2nd. And he rolled around, he was driving around in 2nd and started getting ready to pass the leader and flipped in turn 3 and 4. And the pictures on Google are crazy. Those are nuts.
I have never heard of that then.
You haven't?
Oh, I was thinking because those cars have sides where the Minidorf is just motors in the back, where your fuel tank's on the side or in the rear. And then, well, your car's different though because your fuel tank's in the back.
Yeah, my fuel tank's in the
So
back.
that could have been why.
Mm-hmm.
Or our fuel tanks are in the side and motors in the side, where it's weighed down in its,
Yeah.
like, where the Minidorf, it's not that weighed down. And then if you hit someone, you're tumbling. Like, we had a flip not too long ago.
Because most of the center of gravity is in the back.
Yeah. And they're open. Well, junior sprints are open tire too, but masters, there's some open tire and then there's the mini modifieds. So.
Those things just bang.
Yeah.
That's
what I don't
crazy.
miss about the masters classes. That class was crazy.
The masters, though, that was like the switch, as you were saying. It's pretty easy because how do I say this? Like the masters, because I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Mini ropes. And then I just know how to switch because I don't know.
You've just been doing it for a while? Yeah.
The masters are pretty fast.
Masters are. One race, it was the second race that I won. You went, I believe, the fastest lap of the night Nathan Manalo ran, I think it was like an 11.8. You ran an 11.9 in Masters. That's crazy.
We're running like 11.5.
Yeah, I might get 10th off of my junior sprint.
Uh-huh.
Which is, I'm usually running, like, I'll check the lap times. I'm always running the fastest lap.
Mm-hmm. The 2-day show, I believe my dad we mentioned it in our podcast. The 2-day show, I think it was the first day. Every single junior sprint was
like half a lap second.
Like half a second fast, or half a, like not even, like they were like a fourth of a second apart. All the junior sprints were. What are you going into? What are you guys going into?
Oh, that's a good question. Either a lightning sprint. What I really want to race though, which could get me like somewhere.
Yeah.
Up in NASCAR is the late model stocks or just the late model.
The dirt one or asphalt?
Asphalt.
Charlie Carty races those.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
That's the junior.
What about you, Tyler?
I'm gonna go into a lightning.
This guy already owns a lightning sprint.
You already own the lightning sprint.
Yeah, just a chassis and some body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work up from the lightning sprint, and then I'm probably gonna go in the lightning sprint until I'm 18, and then I'm gonna try to get into NASCAR.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, most NASCAR drivers like Jeff Gordon came from a sprint car.
So Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch,
Ryan Preece.
all of those guys come from, they race micro sprints at Chili Bowl and Tulsa.
And then Kyle Larson also races a lightning sprint.
He does?
Yeah.
Dang. Those people are crazy with micro sprints. Micro sprints are crazy.
It's the midgets, quarter midgets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things flip easily.
Yeah.
There's like, I was watching one and it was like the flip, like not even a lap in.
I know me and my dad and Nathan Manolo, I think we've talked with you guys about it too. We wanted to try, like, just to try out a micro sprint class, but I'm pretty sure we talked with a couple of the micro sprint guys, and they're like, they said that the kids track is too small, the adults track is too big. So if we did do micro sprints, we'd have to make a whole new track.
Oh, me and Tyler already tried a micro.
Oh yeah, Blake Wilkie's, right?
No, Blake Wilkie. Kaiden beat Blake Wilkie.
I had a faster lap time than him.
Really?
I had a faster lap time than Tyler. And Tyler says because the track was more sticky, but it's just Tyler's excuses.
Yeah, Tyler makes a lot of excuses.
I think he was just embarrassed. He got beat by a midget.
I think I'm going to either a lightning sprint. I want to go in a lightning sprint, but they cost a lot.
I thought you were going to a sport compact.
Or a sport compact, yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 20 years, Tyler?
Hopefully in NASCAR.
NASCAR?
Where else do you think?
Probably racing a lightning sprint at Barona Speedway.
I would think you'd work at like a beauty salon or something.
Like do
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Do people's hair. Stuff like that.
He'd be good at that. He's as good as doing his own hair. He's trying not to admit it.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years, Jacob?
I don't know. I think my goal for that time That's a
long time.
It's a long time into the future, but I want to be racing like either professional sprint cars, professional stock cars, like at Chili Bowl or Tulsa, or then NASCAR has the dirt series for late models and modifieds and stuff.
It'd be cool to get in like the truck series or the Xfinity series.
Yeah, like what Haley Deegan did. And I think she's moving up. Haley Deegan's moving up to a NASCAR soon from
Xfinity series.
Yeah. And then she just got picked up by the Ohio team.
Yeah.
Ohio Speedway or whatever.
Road course?
Yeah.
Sports car.
Yeah. What are you guys' favorite?
So do you want to know where I see you in 20 years?
No. I don't want to know.
He has already told me this.
Being a surfer.
A surfer?
Yeah, because the mullet, it makes you look like a surfer.
You should grow one.
Me?
Yeah.
Heck no, I would look horrible.
So,
I don't want to look horrible.
Oh, that makes sense. What's your guys' favorite things about racing?
Learning to work on cars, making new friends.
Yeah.
Because one day you could be a millionaire from all this racing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you?
And
Kate?
working at a beauty salon.
And own your own beauty salon.
You'll be working at a midget salon.
Oh, what?
A midget salon.
Well, I'll be racing a midget.
That makes sense. What about you, Kaiden?
What I like about racing is like the people around me and the environment, and I've just learned a lot over the years. And I know how to do this because my dad used to race, and so did yours.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun, and it's, you're learning stuff instead of playing video games or
Yeah.
What did your dad used to race?
ball. Class 7.
Really? Dang.
Yeah.
Are you going to drive that trophy truck?
Yeah, what about off-road?
Or I might be wrong. It might be class 7. He used to be a co-driver in a class 1 car.
Really? My dad, I don't know, Cody Raiders, do you guys know him? He raced, my dad used to be on his off-road team. He did a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what he did.
So what did you say? What were you about to say?
About what?
Off-road stuff? Oh.
I'm talking about it right now. About how my dad used to be he used to be on Cody Raiders. He used to be on his team. And Cody Raiders drove a bunch of stuff. I don't even know. And then he actually just last season did a race in pure stocks. And then they remember when they used to do enduros for pure stocks? Him and my dad both did one time, and I think they finished second.
Yeah, when they go backwards.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore?
They do 25
they do.
laps normal and then 25 laps.
Yeah, they do 50 laps altogether. And my dad, I believe Cody did. My dad did the 25 backwards, and then Cody did 25 going left.
Oh, so they switched.
Yeah, and they got second, but Cody drove on the wall. Dude, it was so funny. And I think he broke the axle.
This weekend, somebody was riding the wall.
Yeah. In pure stocks.
Yeah.
That was
And
crazy.
Also in modifieds.
Really?
Wonder what that sounds
When we were
like.
at the podium, someone hit the wall.
Really?
It was like hard though too,
Mm-hmm.
because you could hear it.
Yeah.
You got any more questions, Jacob?
Oh yeah. What do you guys think you learned most from racing? Like, what is your guys' favorite thing to learn about in racing? And what do you think you've learned and gotten the most experience from?
Dang, I want to just have Jacob take over this.
Yeah.
I think I've learned a lot, like how to change the oil.
That's it? Out of all your
How
years
to
of
change
racing,
the oil, how to change the spark plug, how to
how to work on your car?
yeah, clean the air filters.
What about talking with people? I know you do that a lot.
Oh yes,
You talk.
I have to do that.
Yeah. Especially since you have a YouTube channel. you know. What about you, Taylor?
I learned a lot from racing, like learning how to talk to people, learning how to like work on cars, learning.
What was that?
I don't know. Yeah, but like learning how to talk to people, learning to work on cars, changing the oil, cleaning it, pressure washing it, changing the tires.
Yeah. I think.
All right, so that is part 1 of the podcast here with Jacob Novak and Tyler Warner. If you'd like to hear more about this, so stay tuned for part 2 in the future.